Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Kathy Hester of PlantBasedInstantPot.com and Healthy Slow Cooking. And today we're going to open up some Misfit Market. It's going to be really, really fun. So let me get my computer so I can see your comments as we go along. I would love to know where you're from, how you're doing. What's the weather like? I think the weather just literally changed from the time I turned this on till now. Good morning, Miss Brandy. So one of the things that I want to tell you that I did before I brought this upstairs is I've been trying to keep up on readings about COVID-19 and what some of the best practices are. I am not an expert. I am reading experts and trying to gather that information, which is constantly changing. So what I did is I actually took a disinfectant wipe and I wiped all over the box, even the bottom. Okay? And hi, Marilyn. Also, what I did is I took off my sweatshirt so it'll be easier for me to wash my arms when I'm done with all this. From my readings, there's been nothing transmitted through produce. They're saying to wipe off cardboard and plastics. Okay. And Marilyn says in Louisiana it's 88 today and dry. And it's about 60-ish. And it's going from being completely cloudy to sunny. So I just took a short walk because I am trying to de-stress just like you guys are. And so I took a little walk and it was dark, and then I was coming back, it got all sunny. By the time I'm set up, it's dark again. It's so weird. So anyhow, what I'm going to be opening today is my Misfits Market box, and I will come back. I don't have the code up, but if it's your first box, I have a code where you can get 25% off. I get the largest box. There's a large box and a small box, and you can get weekly or bi-weekly delivery. There are other places other than Misfit Market that does this. This is just the one that I use, and it's not all over the country yet, and it's certainly not in Canada yet. But keep our fingers crossed, right? And Deborah said it's sunny and mild and low 60s in Georgia. That sounds delicious. Maxie is actually in a sunbeam on the deck, so we might get some quiet today. And Cheryl is working downstairs. So I've noticed that they've changed their packaging back a little bit. So they were using something that was all corrugated cardboard. I've been told, because some of you guys are on Misfit Market's waiting list, they did send me some emails. They've been really great about updating about what they're doing for COVID-19, how they're processing things and what they're doing in their actual packaging centers. Another thing, and I've mentioned this all week, that I was really impressed, they sent an email, so they've raised workers' wages by $3 an hour for now to help to pay for childcare since schools are out pretty much everywhere now. And also they've been bringing in meals supporting local restaurants. So I'm pretty impressed with them in general. I'm not going to be, usually I put this box up and I let you see in and do some things like that. I'm not going to do that today. It's always packed with one of these guys, and there's still a lot of ice in there, so I feel good about that. I'm going to put it in the bag where I put all of these. I try to see if anybody in the neighborhood wants them, or we use them when we're traveling for the coolers. And if you live in the Triangle area, I'm happy to leave you a bag of them outside on the driveway. If you would like to pick some up, just let me know. My box is a day late, I think, and it could be from shipping, and we'll see. The veggies may not be as perfect. I've got it a day late before. I'm trying to decide what to do with this. Okay, I think I could put this over here, because all that's just going right into recycling. And I've had it keep a day or two late without much problem anyhow. So I do notice some of the Swiss chard is a little bit more wrinkly, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop that in some water, and that may even pop back all the way. So it's just a little dehydrated. I think 1.5 pieces. The other pieces look just great. So that's some of my rainbow chard. And I actually have 2 bunches. This one is ginormous and looks perfect. I mean, obviously there's some tears on this piece or whatever. This is giant. So if I lose a piece or two in here, I'm not concerned. But I think that I can bring this back by soaking it in some water. I think we're going to notice too a little bit. Let me see if I can sit these, because there's going to be a lot more produce. I'll try and put that there. What we're going to see in groceries and in some of these boxes, because remember, this is a Misfit box. It is imperfect. That is part of its charm. So we're going to see some things big and some things small. And so we've got a smaller and a larger thing of Swiss chard, and I'm fine with what that adds up into. I have an eggplant. The eggplant doesn't look awesome, but if I use it today, it'll be okay. So it is a little more Misfit than some of the others. That right there actually is just more scarring. This is where it's a little bit soft, but it's not so soft that it won't cook up. So what I would use something like this for is a pasta sauce, which sounds lovely, doesn't it? An eggplant pasta sauce, that might be a good dinner tonight. And Deborah said, they emailed me twice to tell me that her box would be late. Usually I get it on Wednesday, but just got notice that it shipped this morning. And part of that, they are literally working around the clock. I know just because I'm with this one, but if you're with Imperfect Produce or Hungry Harvest, they are probably going through some of the same things. And Marilyn said she's been soaking her produce in vinegar water in the sink. And I have been trying to do some research. If I see anything other than people aren't having problems with their produce, I will let you know. I did get some scallions, and actually they look really good. There's just one green that I feel like doesn't look that awesome. Oh, and Deborah said their customer service is great. They're giving me 20% off my next box. That's awesome. I love hearing that because customer service is really important. So I'm probably going to lose at least this one right here. But look, that's just part of that scallion. And one of the reasons I wanted to get scallions was so when you cut the greens off, you can regrow them. So I thought that would be a fun inside project for us all to do together. So is to maybe regrow some scraps. So I'm going to try a few things like that. I got some English peas, and you know what? I think I may have gotten English peas last time when I said they were something else. These are opening up better. These are definitely English peas. So I thought this would be an awesome treat for Cheryl. So there's a bag of those, and look how pretty they are. And I know I got time to shell those. Okay, and I do see Brandy sending me a message. Hey, Brandy, do you want to put that in the main group, please? Why you need to wash, because you've read the article and I have not, so I don't want to misquote anything just by looking at it quickly. I did customize this box, so so it shouldn't be a surprise yet. I forget what I asked for. Middle age is awesome, is all I have to say to you. Just enjoy the surprises when they come and go, oh, I left my dish rag there. How lovely of me. But yes, I wasn't able to customize my box for a very long time. And I enjoyed getting all the surprises. Now I also kind of like picking things too. But honestly, if the you-know-what hit the you-know-what, I would be fine. Ooh, I got little shishito peppers. Let me let you guys see those. Oh, and Brandy, that's fine to distract. You don't have to try that hard to distract me, A. B, I'm glad, because, all of this information is new and updating constantly. So if I say something and you guys say, I've been gone doing things since 11 o'clock this morning. There could be some very important information that have come out in between then and now. And I am perfectly fine with learning from you guys. We're all in this together. So yay. So with these shishito peppers, I'm going to be doing some air frying and blistering them up in the air fryer. And there's not a whole lot of them. And that's okay. I'm still having enough produce in here. It's maybe not quite as massive as some of my other boxes have been in the past. But it's also interesting times. Now, this one is really soft, but I suspect it's only on half. I think it's bruising. These are some navel oranges. They're not tangerines. Look at me lying to you. And then I got some Cara oranges too. And I've got some different potatoes. And it is possible our boxes may be a bit less uber generous than they have been in the past with everything that's going on in this food supply chain. They're going to figure this out pretty quickly, I believe, because what's happening is there's lots of deliveries like Cisco. A friend of mine actually works at Cisco Foods. So they usually deliver to restaurants. Well, the restaurants aren't using as much food. However, the grocery stores are using twice as much food. And imperfect produce like Hungry Harvest, Imperfect Produce, and Misfits Market are also kind of getting in. So in the past couple of weeks, everyone's pivoting. And even some places that sell produce wholesale to restaurants that are places are pivoting to sell to consumers as well. So the supply chains are all still in place. They're just moving around a little bit. So don't be panicky about that. And Deborah said she can't customize yet, but the surprises have been really fun. And here's some more of these potatoes. Okay, so about 4 or 5 potatoes is about what I was getting before. I've gotten 3. The sweet potatoes, they did say they were going to be small, and they are very, very, very tiny. But they will be delicious. And you know what? I could even roast some of those with some of this other stuff, and it would work out. You know, you're asking me if they're Tangelo oranges, and I know I have an actual list of what I was getting. So let me see if I can find that. I think they're navel oranges. Here we go. I'm looking at it's rainbow Swiss chard, shishito peppers, English peas, Cara oranges, and large. I have Tangelos. They're Tangelos. They're Minneola. Minelio Tangelos. And I've got opal apples. Let's see, Yukon potatoes, sweet potatoes, and red potatoes. And yeah, we've got some more stuff I haven't quite got out yet. And they are Tangelos, so you are right. I got some opal apples. And I think I just got opal apples. Let me double check. Yeah, so I got the generous portion O apples. Let me move these over here. So I've got like 6 apples. So that's kind of nice. I got some more of the, I think they're calling them purple carrots. Yeah, they're calling them purple carrots. They're a little less purplish to me, but there are a lot of these. And there's not a lot, but they are giant. They are giant. They're like good too. These peppers aren't really spicy. They have just a tiny bit of kick to them, but they're really good roasted with a little bit of salt on them if you could use salt, or you could use a salt substitute. And my final exciting part, let's see, is I have purple Brussels sprouts that I'm excited about. I want to put these here. There's not a whole lot of them, but they're beautiful. So they're purple and green. So still, I would not complain about getting all this organic produce for $35. Sometimes it is a little bit more than this, and Maxie wants to make sure that you're thinking of him. Yeah, no. I wish you could see him. He's just like, oh, please. No. So all of this is organic. Yeah, purple Brussels sprouts. Here, I'll do close-ups. Ooh. Ha. Aren't they cool? I don't know yet. Brandy's saying, do they remain purple when cooked? Now, I know when I'm doing something like purple green beans or purple purple cauliflower, if you keep it above the water, you can keep some of the color. So I'm wondering if these aren't immersed and you steam them, if you can keep the color a little bit. It could also just react a little bit like red Russian kale, since they're also very, very related. They are beautiful. And actually, what I should do is take pictures of some of this. The Swiss chard is beautiful, too. There's just those couple of pieces that aren't perfect. So this is one of the lightest boxes I've gotten. And there is a lot of food here. So it's still no joke. I think they promise 20-ish pounds of food, and I'm pretty sure there's 20 pounds of food in here, easy. There are sometimes that they are super duper duper generous, and I have the whole counter is full. And this stuff is moved a little bit so you can see it all under the overhead camera. So also, while we're here and just chatting, and here I'll leave you with looking at this for a minute more. I have a fly that's come in. Here we go. This is still a really nice bounty of food. I've been eating a lot of apples and oranges, and you can't even see the lemons. Put the lemons in here. So you were actually missing stuff. I want you guys to see all the goodies that we're getting. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about any of this, or questions about things that you want to cook today? I figured this would be a nice break from our weekly lunch and chat or tea and talks or whatever might be happening. I didn't get any onions. I don't think I'm going to be prepping a whole lot. Maybe we can shuck the peas together or something like that. Over the weekend, Saturday, I have a class. It's going to be air frying vegetables. I would love for you to take that class. You can go to kathyhester.podia.com and purchase that class for $35, or you can get the March bundle for $50, and you can also take the class that was filmed this past Sunday. That is the longest class I've ever taught, and it's all about layering meals in your Instant Pot. And Brandy's saying with the collards, carrots, and Brussels sprouts, if they retain their color, they would make for a pretty salad. Yeah, and you know what? You could totally eat these Brussels sprouts raw. So like when we go to Trader Joe's and get our cruciferous crunch, that's raw Brussels sprouts. So you could totally make a cruciferous crunch with this, and it would be beautiful. The carrots kept their color when I steamed them as well, because on Sunday I used that purple cabbage and green beans to make my steamed vegetables for the gado-gado, which is an Indonesian peanut ginger coconut sauce that goes over tempeh and spinach and steamed vegetables and potatoes, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it this week. I think I have one more serving that's probably going to be my lunch today. And Deborah said, I think I didn't spell that right. Well, I'm the worst speller in the world, so I would never know. I couldn't even say the first word. I know what I hear it in my head, and as I'm looking at it, it's not what I think it is. So I'm just not going to go there. Yeah, so, and even with this, you can make a lot of different things, but like what I like to do is then see what I have from before. So I still even have a few of these same carrots from last week that are doing great. So some of the things you need to use up really quickly. So the Swiss chard, the eggplant needs to be used up today because it is a little more on the edge, right? So if it was perfect, then I could wait and do something with it later on next week. The potatoes can wait. Some of these are fairly new. So like the yellow ones, I would probably want to use those soon, which is not going to be a problem because we eat all the potatoes. These little baby sweet potatoes are so cute. I think what I might do is actually just bake them and make them little mini dessert potatoes. So when I bake them, then I'll open them up and maybe put some maple syrup and some cinnamon and some different spices. You could even do chai spiced and mix it in together. And I think that would be really awesome. If you have some vegan marshmallows, you could put a few of those on there too. And I just think because they're so cute, they're little babies, that would be sweet. And with the tangerines and the oranges, I've really been trying to keep up my vitamin C intake. There are all kinds of studies out there proving different things, but I do know that is something they're currently testing out, but I mean, not something that we would do. So they are intravenously putting megadosing vitamin C for some of the people who have COVID-19. And hopefully it seems like it might work, but we don't know. But it's also just good to take vitamin C and zinc just in general to help build up your immune system. Same thing with eating all these wonderful fresh vegetables. The way I'm looking at this is just do everything that you can, right, to help yourself. So, okay. I just wanted to see what that was. And yeah, dessert potatoes. Yeah, it would be like a little fancy dessert potato. And actually, I've been cleaning up some of the things I've gotten at the thrift store. I have like this really cool little dish from the 70s. Can't you just see like a little dessert potato squished in there with all its glory? I think it would be awesome. I am also easily amused, and I hope you are too. Do you guys have any other questions for me right now? I would love to know how you're doing. I know how your weather is. Most of us have been quarantined in a little extra than we're used to. So don't forget, if you find yourself not wanting to cook as much, maybe make a soup and eat on it. Like try to make one thing a day. And then you can always have some fresh fruit to eat or a salad to eat. Go ahead and look back in the videos and make a big thing of cruciferous crunch, right? Because that was really good. Last week we added that and everything. So I had a bunch of really good vegetables already chopped up, already shredded, ready to go in anything. And I put it in the scramble, I put it in some lo mein, I put it in a whole bunch of different things, okay? So it's been good for me this week. This week's been it's weighing on me a little bit more this week. So it's been nice that Sunday, basically I cooked all my meals for the week. And I've had a little bit of break. Another thing you can do is if you have a good day and you're like, yeah, I can cook everything, try and freeze some stuff for some days that maybe you don't feel as optimistic. Because this is a time that we need to drink lots of water, take walks. We're going to feel the ups and downs more because we're alone and we're not as distracted as we might be in our normal lives. And Brandy said, for the first time in years, I've been able to finish a pack of wraps before they go bad. I know, right? Because we're eating all our meals at home. So in general, we should find ourselves much healthier when all this is over as far as like our habits. We'll have a cooking habit in place. We'll have an eating more fresh vegetables in place, and that's really good. And Brenda's been eating cruciferous crunch all week, and she's glad that I did a video on it. So I will try and also come back here and I'll put that video in the comments if you haven't seen it. It's so easy to do and it makes a ton. And while it seems like you may never ever get through that, I was eating salads of just mostly that with some chopped up apple and then some blackberry ginger balsamic. You could use all different kinds of flavors of balsamic to change it up. You can eat it raw, you can cook it. And that's the case with most of this food. Obviously, potatoes we're going to cook. Eggplant we're going to cook. But the Swiss chard, the carrots, some of those things we could eat raw as well. And Brandy says she's heard it takes 21 days to start a habit. And we have 21 days, which is awesome. And we can use this to help us really start achieving our goals. You know, hopefully you live in a place where you can get out and walk. If not, there's lots of free yoga and exercise videos, everything, and just try and keep an eye on things. And if there's something you've been wanting to try, let's say you've been wanting to add exercise to your day, start now, start today. After you watch this, then just go take a 5-minute walk, or go clean your bathroom, or, you know, peel a bunch of potatoes. All that counts as movement, right? So I follow kind of the Sick to Fit philosophy on this, and there's a Sick to Fit Facebook group, and Howard Jacobson does a lot with the mindset. Joshua Johnny is an ultra marathon runner so I never thought I would be friends with an ultra marathon runner, but Josh is awesome. He does curse some, so realize that could happen. And his story is amazing. His family has lost a literal ton of weight by going plant-based and moving. So their program is about menu, mindset, and movement. So we can work on the menu here and make things as simple and easy, and I'm here for you. Mindset, it's really good if you can go to Sick to Fit, even if you're not feeling like you're trying to lose weight or anything like that. I feel that between Howard's talks, and there's another woman they call the Manifesting Mer Goddess, who's just this lovely, lovely woman who is swimming, working towards the Olympics, and she's awesome. I love her. Those are very uplifting, wonderful things to watch. So I would encourage you to do that. Even if the whole losing weight, eating healthier is not your thing, you don't have to. Just go and get inspired to do whatever it is you want to do. Josh is just inspiring in his honesty. Howard is inspiring in the way he gets you to think about things differently, and I love it. He's helped me tremendously. And Deborah says, no, don't make me clean the bathroom. And that's, yeah, I know. See, now you want to take a walk, don't you? That's what I thought. And I'm trying to do some walking and then do some cleaning and kind of do a little bit of everything. But remember, everybody is having a little bit of, let me move this so I can actually end this in a few minutes. My finish button is covered up. So, you know, we're all in this together. Everyone's struggling a little bit. Some days are better than others, and that's okay. That would be happening if there was not an emergency, right? Some days are better than others. Ta-da. If you can, there's a phrase one of my blogging groups uses, which is eat the frog. So don't worry, you're not eating a real frog. It's just whatever thing you don't want to do most for the day that you need to do it and get it over with. So if you really hate walking, get up, take your walk, right? If you really hate eating vegetables, get up, eat your vegetables. Or whatever it is that's worrying you and weighing on you, because that's going to help lighten things up a little bit. There's something I have to do that my friend Dawn offered to help me with, and I'm going to take her up on that. So when I get off of here and I put some of the links up, I'm going to be talking with her, and I'm going to let her do me the favor. She's offered. And so remember that with other things. If people are offering to help you, let them, right? And the same thing. If there's something you can do to help somebody else, offer, right? And that's just going to keep things going smoother. There's some things that are easier for her to do than me, and some things that are easier for me to do than her. Okay, so I think that's about all for today. I'm looking into some of those games, and they look like they're going to be harder to do than I think. I did see that Exploding Kittens, which, trust me, it's not as bad as it sounds. It's a cartoon game by the guy who draws the oatmeal, so it's funny. It's not a gross, horrible, anti-kitten game in any way at all. But basically, you have cards that diffuse the kitten, and when the kitten, it's not a gross blow up. It's just like a cartoon blow up. and then you're out. So it goes around. It's almost kind of like hot potato-ish, but with more rules and cards and fun. So you can download that on your phone. It costs $1.99. But that's something we could play in small groups. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. I'm probably going to put a post up on vegan recipes, cooking with Kathy Hester, and maybe you guys can form your own games to play during the day for that. To play with more than a certain amount of people, I think 10 or more, then you have to pay another amount of money to get to the extension pack. So I think we should all try it at the lower level first and see if there's interest. Oh, and hi Sylvia, I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm glad that you're here. So another thing you guys could tell me is, what's your frog today? What is it you need to do to just kind of get things going and move on? Mine is calling my friend Dawn. Okay, so I'm going to take care of that. What are you taking care of today? Let me know, and we can all support you in that, okay? Have a wonderful day. Let yourself feel what you feel. Do the best that you can. If you can help somebody else, do. And overall, be good to yourself and be kind to other people. Okay? Have a great day.